From the 7th Masters of the FIBA 3x3 World Tour season in Hyderabad, the historic first visit to India in the charming land of more than 1 billion people. We sit down with former NBA player Robbie Hummel, who talks about his transition to playing 3x3 ball with Princeton. Andres Revolta is the youngest member of the passing machine Piran, but has gained the respect of his experienced teammates. And we chat with Delhi 3BL owner and Bollywood legend Pooja Bhatt about the rise of 3x3 in India. Plus, stay tuned to the end of the magazine for a can't-miss top 5 plays of the tournament. It's quick, it's epic, and now it's Olympic. Welcome to the world of FIBA 3x3 basketball, a game played with non-stop music on a half court with 2 teams of 3 players aiming to hit the magical 21-point mark in 10 minutes of game time. Previously at the FIBA 3x3 World Tour, Ljubljana became the 3rd team to book a ticket to the World Tour final in Beijing by beating Ponce in an epic final in Mexico City. But Serbian powerhouses Novi Sad Awada and Limontes Revolta are back after missing Mexico City. Novi Sad have won all 4 World Tours they've been in and are on a scorching hot 22-game win streak. Can they restart their dominance in Hyderabad, or will they finally be beaten? You're gonna have to watch to find out. All eyes were on the World Tour return of Novi Sad Awada, and if they could continue their winning streak against an inspired Delhi. Inderbir Singh Gill was dancing like the final scene of a Bollywood film. As a physical Delhi team, were bringing it to the champs. Jason Carter's 3-point play gave Delhi a 17-15 lead and in sight of slaying the Dragon. You really thought Novi Sad was done, though? The Serbs put on their superhero capes to score 6 straight points with Dusan Bullet, aka Mr. Bulletproof, finishing the deal as Novi Sad chalked up win number 23 in a row. Number 24 was easy like Kobe for Novi Sad Awada against Gdansk Energia 3x3, with Mr. Bulletproof on target early and setting up his teammates. The game was a wrap with Novi Sad scoring the first 6 points and cruising to a 22-9 victory, with Mr. Bulletproof finishing with the exclamation point. It wasn't only the number 1 team in the world winning both games before the limit, with Princeton starting day 1 in better fashion than Beyonce's wardrobe. They silenced the home crowd with a crushing 22-10 victory over host Hyderabad, with Zaire Carrington getting it done on both ends. It was meant to be tougher against number 3 seed Piran, but Princeton were hotter than Tandoori Curry. Damon Huffman banked one as Princeton skipped out to an early lead. Zaire Carrington shut the lights out on Piran as Princeton made a statement with a 22-14 victory. Limontes Revolta returned with an easy win against Sao Paulo DC, but were given all they could handle against Gagarin. A high-flying Stefan Kois shook the rim, but Gagarin forced overtime through Alexander Zuev, who proved the bank in Hyderabad was open on Saturdays. But Lehman held their nerve in overtime to remain undefeated. Delhi 3BL ensured that India was going to be repping on day 2 with a big win over Gdansk Energia 3x3. The general was bossing along the baseline and in traffic to pump up the crowd's volume. Jason Carter had the shooter's touch, but there was no luck required with this nasty step back. Delhi win it 22-14, and it's goodbye to number 8 seed Gdansk. The top 7 seeds are through to the quarterfinals along with Delhi. Gdansk are the highest seeded team to miss out, along with fellow winless teams Sao Paulo DC and Hyderabad, along with Bangalore from India. Andres Revolta is the junior member of the world number 3 Piran's pass-friendly squad. He was talked into 3x3 by Dean Kavgic, and soon his older teammates realized Revolta was the real deal.
I used to play in the same team like Dean Kavgic, and he asked me if I want to join, and I was happy like hell.
I played with him for one season, 5-on-5, and after the season we were talking about how to improve our game plan and everything, and I suggested him, and they were like maybe a little bit skeptical at the beginning.
First memory of him was my neck went because somebody made some back screen, and after the game, when I watched it, I saw it was him.
One day we got to practice with Ljubljana, and he was posting up Blaž Trešnar. And if you post up a guy like him, you know you have to do something pretty special.
There have been many highs on the World Tour and on the international stage for the Slovenian.
The first tournament was Lausanne Masters that we won 5 years ago. This was the best memory from our team.
The quarterfinals against Russia in European Championship 2016, where he basically put him away by himself. We were just the numbers in that game.
I think he scored like 17 points. It was a one-man show.
We really wanted to be the champion of the Europe. It was a close game, there was a lot of ups and downs, and we scored some difficult shots under the rim, and then the luck came in our way.
He's known for his crazy, somebody would say lucky shots, but if you know him well enough, you know that he makes those shots.
At 26, Revolta is the youngster on a veteran team. But Piran just can't rely on their experience to get the job done on a tough world tour.
Because of our experience, we managed to do that. We are open in the two-point area, and we need to make that open shots, because the young team can be very aggressive. They are good in penetration into the rocket area.
Revolta's energy and passion has earned him respect among his teammates.
He plays with a lot of passion. He's naturally strong and pretty consistent, you know. There's not a lot of downs in his play.
Physicality, insurance down underneath the basket, and a strong defense, I would say.
On the court, he can be as mean as hell. He can put all the dirty work on his shoulders, and he'll get it done.
Here's a look at the quarterfinal bracket, highlighted by the top 4 teams in the world. First up, can number 3 seed Piran finally end Novi Sad Al-Wada's insane win streak? With Adin Kavgic out injured, the Slovenians needed to do everything right, like score open layups. The teacher, Gaspar Obnik, hadn't had his morning coffee, and Novi Sad made him sorrier than Bieber. Mr. Bulletproof was fooling opponents, and Tomas Ivosev was spinning like a DJ as the Serbs were headed for another W. Piran tried hard, but it was time to pack their bags, with Dejan Majsorovic, aka the Maestro, finishing things off as Novi Sad won for the 25th straight time.
I have huge respect for them, and you know, with the 3 players, they're able to win anybody.
Number 4 seeds Riga Ghetto started fast against Gagarin with 6 of the first 7 points as Carlos Lasmanis put the moves on. Riga looked set for an easy win, but 3x3 is epic, and the last minute proved just that. Lasmanis hit a sick fadeaway J to give Riga a handy 19-14 lead, but back-to-back 2s from the Russians cut it to just 1. Norris Miezis responded for Riga with a pretty spin move to give the Latvians a 20-18 lead. Alexander Zverev missed the chance to tie the game as Gagarin's Hyderabad Masters came to an end. So it's a relieved Riga who move on to the semis.
We lose our focusing end of the game. That's why they make that comeback. But they play really well, they play tough. It's always hard to play against them. They're a really good team.
It was the Battle of Serbia as number 2 seeds Liman Teslavota squared off against Belgrade, who started badly with Dragan Bjelica, a candidate for 3x3 Shakhtar a fool. Liman pulled ahead with pretty passing, mixed with tough defense as Stefan Kojic's double rejection sent Vuk Abradinovic packing back to Belgrade. Stefan Stojicic, aka Mr. Robot, found the holes in the defense, and Kojic provided the dagger, as Liman cruised to a comfortable 19-15 victory to claim bragging rights over their countrymen.
They play a really physical, so you have to play till the end because they don't surrender till the clock stops.
Delhi 3BL held the hopes of India in their hands, but Princeton stood in their way. and the Americans started fast with 5 of the first 6 points. Inspired by their fans, Delhi came charging back to cut the margin to 1. Princeton had the answers though, like Jeopardy, as Craig Moore stretched Princeton's lead back to 5. But this game had more action than the new Predator film, with Jason Carter hitting a filthy shot that belonged in a circus somewhere. There was no fairy tale for Delhi 3BL, as Robbie Hummel showed off his NBA talent to seal Princeton's 21-14 win. The Shootout contest, the moment we crown the best sniper in the tournament. The final sees 4 players hit 15 shots worth 1 point from 3 destinations around the arc and 3 money balls worth 2 points from the 3x3 logo. And to spice things up, $5,000 USD are on the table for whoever beats the all-time record of 15 points, and $10,000 for whoever goes blackjack and scores all 21. The record was never threatened, with the early start making shooters sluggish. Local hope Inderbir Singh Gill from Delhi 3BL started slow before picking it up, tallying 5 points, a score equaled by Rigas Norris Miezes. The benchmark was relatively low, but the pressure remained high, and Stanislav Shirov was up to it as he nailed 4 shots from the left rack to win the title with only 7 points. The Gargarin Rising Star is your shooting star winner of the Hyderabad Masters contest. Robbie Hummel is enjoying his World Tour debut playing for Princeton. The sniper has had an incredible hoops journey, playing college ball for Purdue University before a stint with the Minnesota Timberwolves in the NBA.
Was a part of really, really good teams, played for a really good coach in Matt Painter. Had some disappointing knee injuries, tore my ACL twice. The first time we were ranked 3rd in the country, had a team that probably could have went to the Final Four and maybe even won the national championship. Then actually retore my ACL on the first day of practice. We were the 2nd ranked team in the country. The next season, and then came back and finished my 5th year. Really had a fun career. Played with a great group of guys and really enjoyed my time in West Lafayette, playing in front of some of the best fans in college basketball.
Hummel was skeptical about playing 3x3, but sharpshooter Craig Moore convinced him otherwise.
You should play 3-on-3 with us. And my initial response was like, Craig, you're telling me that we're going to play all over the world, a max of 5 3-on-3 games, maybe in India, China, South Korea. That doesn't seem like a realistic thing to me. It just doesn't. But I guess you take a leap of faith, and I went to South Korea and we played pretty well. I think we got 3rd or 4th, and I guess the rest is history, and I've been playing all summer with these guys.
Having discovered 3x3 through commentating, where he got to hear my punchlines, Hummel had a greater appreciation of the sport.
Craig had sent me some of their games. I watched them just to kind of get a feel for the rules, but how can you be an expert on a sport that you've never played? It's like that's what my job was. I'm the analyst. 3-on-3 is a different sport than 5-on-5 to me. It's so much different in terms of how you play, strategies you use, the conditioning aspects of it. It's a completely different ballgame.
Even though it has its own style and rules, Hummel believes ballers can translate their skills to 3x3 so long as they stay in shape.
If you're a versatile basketball player, you can be a good 3-on-3 player. Now you also got to be in really good shape. The cardio aspect of it is certainly something that comes into play, but I think the best teams in Novi Sad, they are just so good at getting what they want. They're good players, but they also understand how to play together, and that's such a huge part of this. It's not an isolation sport. It's how can we get easy baskets and easy shots as well.
Watch our World Tour. Princeton have their sights on bigger and better.
I think it's really cool that we've caught on quickly and are, to me at least, I think a team that's up and coming and trending in a positive direction going into next season.
All right, it's time for the rims to take a pounding with the dunk contest featuring 5-time World Tour champion Rafał Lepek-Lipinski from Poland and his countryman Arek Przybylski and Great Britain's Joel Henry. It became a battle of Poland after Henry was eliminated in the first round, but the Brit was able to at least throw down a nasty windmill. The best was saved for the final, with the Polish dunkers going tit for tat. Przybylski was bringing it to the table with his best dunk, a ridiculous reverse flush over a fan standing on a chair. But Lipinski proved why he's one of the best dunkers in the world with an exhibition. Lipek powered home a sick one-handed 360 off the sideboard to earn almost a perfect score. He nearly outdid himself on the final dunk with a windmill jam over 3 spectators. Having made all his dunks on the first attempt, Rafał Lipinski is a deserved winner and takes home the $2,500 check.
This is incredible. It's a totally different energy. I didn't actually expect that. This is something new. It's something fresh. So this is what I was seeking for. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very glad I'm here, and I showed these guys who the real Lipek is.
Number 1 seeds Novi Sad Al-Wada play Riga Ghetto in a replay of the Debrecen Masters final, while number 2 seeds Liman Teslavota face Princeton. Riga Ghetto were out for revenge against unbeatable Novi Sad Al-Wada, and an upset loomed as the Latvians started fast 9-3. Riga were playing slick ball with Carlos Lasmanas grooving, as the number 4 seeds led 20-18 and needing just 1 basket to finally end Novi Sad's dominance. You thought it was done? No chance. Riga couldn't land the knockout blow, and Lasmanas was denied twice at the rim by Dejan Majstorovic as he turned into Incredible Hulk. The Maestro once again played tough D in the clutch and then coldly drained the game winner as Novi Sad pulled off the greatest escape since Andy Dufresne in The Shawshank Redemption. What a game of 3x3 basketball. And yet Novi Sad are into another final after winning their 26th straight game. Another heartbreak for Riga.
They're really good too. We have more luck than them in the previous years, so but we show our character, you know, we never give up, so it's the end of the result.
There was no chance to catch your breath as the second semifinal between Liman Teslavota and Princeton was another epic. Number 6 seeds Princeton came to play early with Zaire Carrington showing his hops on O and D. When Damon Huffman nailed it from deep, Princeton led 16-11 and could taste a place in the final. But 2 straight technical fouls from Princeton, who lost their composure like a pair of keys, changed the momentum. Stefan Stojic scored 2 of his game-high 10 points as he sliced to the basket to level the score with 30 seconds left. Alexander Ratko proved to be the hero, beasting inside with strength like Dawson from Street Fighter, while Lehman produced a comeback to rival Tiger Woods to make another final, while Princeton bows out as the USA's drought on the World Tour continues.
We got lucky at the end. Radkov now scored the layup. It was a great game to watch, I think, because it was really intense from the beginning.
Delhi 3BL owner Pooja Bhatt has given 3x3 basketball in India a touch of celebrity glamour. Hailing from a legendary Bollywood family, Bhatt is a successful actress, director, and producer.
I started acting at the age of 17 and I became India's youngest filmmaker at 24. I come from a prolific line of filmmakers, actually all male in my family. My grandfather used to make movies in the silent era. And I was the first woman in the family actually who decided to go from being a mere actor to being a filmmaker when I was actually at the top of my game in that sense, you know, and everybody was like, but you're doing so well as an actor, why do you want to step into the big bad world of production and why do you want to play with the big boys?
Hoops has started to make strides in cricket crazy India, and the exciting 3x3 has caught Bhatt's eye.
It happened to me by accident in the sense that I must thank my partners Vivek Singh and Mr. Rao for actually initiating it, because they came to me and they said that there's the first 3x3 league being launched in India and we would really like you to be part of it and kind of be the face of a team. And I said, look, hang on, I don't know anything about basketball, zero. I said, but zero is a great place to start. I was stunned by how exciting it was. and how it's designed for the times that we live in, because I mean, you know, even with the movies, people don't have the patience to watch a 3-hour length film anymore. And here was a sport where you've taken a traditional basketball game and you made it more exciting and more palpable in terms of the intensity and the kind of emotion that you generate. No amount of words can explain the thrill I feel when I'm standing there off court, because the uncertainty of the game is so humbling. You might think you've got this and it just turns in like, you know, a matter of seconds. So the concept of 10 minutes has completely changed in my mind thanks to 3x3. So I must thank FIBA for giving me a whole new understanding of the term 10 minutes. It seems like a lifetime sometimes, and it seems like it's gone by in a second.
With the World Tour in India for the first time, Bhatt believes 3x3 has a bright future.
I was swept in, and I remember Delhi Hoopers gave me my first taste of victory. And I promised my boys, I said, now I'm going to follow you around everywhere that you go. And then I had the privilege of going to Utsunomiya. And that was a whole new game, because what I'd been exposed to in India, and then being in Utsunomiya to see how professionally everything was put together, the level of the players, I was quite struck. And I said, oh my God, this has to happen in India. So being here in Hyderabad and having FIBA here, launching 3x3, promises to be the beginning of a long, exciting relationship.
Bhatt is using her stardom to ensure 3x3 can capture the imagination of a nation with more than 1 billion people.
I did not hesitate to call people from the media and tell them that, look, as a filmmaker, I have never called you and asked you for a favor. For basketball and for 3x3, I am demanding your support. India is a plural country. We need to celebrate the plurality across board, which means that there is room for basketball as much, if not more, than what we already have as our national sport, which is cricket in that sense. And my focus and my determination to see my team up there with the very best, and I see India one day bringing home a medal in 3x3 at the Olympics, that's a dream.
A historic Hyderabad Masters deserved an epic finish, and the two most dominant teams on the World Tour were ready for a show. Novi Sad Al-Wada started the Serbian showdown better with Dejan Majstorovic, aka the Maestro, getting the friendly roll. Lehman Teslavota were in foul trouble, but sharpshooter Stefan Stojicic was keeping the number 2 seed in the game. In money time, it's Mr. Bulletproof time, and Dushan cashed in thrice from deep to give Novi Sad a 16-11 edge. Stojicic answered with a splash from way outside as Lehman got within 1, but Novi Sad had too many weapons, and the Maestro went bang bang to help claim the Hyderabad Masters for the number 1 team in the world, 21-16.
Bulut, Majstorovic, another one, and that's over. Dejan Majstorovic, the hero in the semifinals, the hero in the final.
Novi Sad Al-Wada won every game in Hyderabad under the limit. They've won 27 straight games and claimed their 5th Masters of the season. Novi Sad are the dream team in 3x3. The Maestro was named MVP after his ridiculous clutch shooting in the tournament.
This was a little bit World Tour final for us, you know, playing with the best 3 teams in the quarterfinal, semifinal, and final. But we managed to do something that never been done before. Finish season undefeated, you know, and I can't wait for the World Tour final.
All right, here's what you all been waiting for. The sublime and ridiculous are all in the top 5 plays of the Hyderabad Masters. We start things off with Jonatas Melo from Sao Paulo, DC, looking more intimidating than Hoodie Melo. At number 4, Gasper Obnik with the disrespectful fake to send Zaire Carrington flying out of bounds. Carrington wasn't going to be fooled for long as he powerfully denies Piran's Andre Shrebo at number 3. At 2, Carlos Lasmanis lives up to his nickname, KLM, as he takes flight to the rim in Hyderabad. It don't get much better than this at number 1. With the title on the line, Dejan Majstorovic forces the turnover, then the Maestro shows he's really the Aistro with the buzzer beater to seal Novi Sad Al Wada's Hyderabad Masters crown. It's time to take a short breath, but the 8th Masters of the season will be right back at you September 29th and 30th from Chengdu, the second time it's been played in China's Sichuan province. Novi Sad Al Wada will not be in Chengdu as Limontes Revolta eyes another title without their arch rival there. Or will a new champ be crowned and another ticket booked for the final in Beijing? Remember, you can follow it live with the hashtag 3x3WT on FIBA 3x3 social media channels on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.